Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new repository on GitHub so that we can save our code and back it up here on GitHub. The way we're going to do that is we're just going to go back to the home page. You can click on the Octocat logo that they have up there at the top left, or just log in for the first, or log in again, and you should be back at your home page here. Now, make sure you go to the right here and click on New Repository, or you can just click on this plus sign at the top right here. But again, if the interface has changed, you're just looking for a button to create a new repository. So I'm going to click that. And then from here, we're going to give it a name. And for consistency, we're going to name it the same as our actual application directory name here. So we're going to go ahead and put right here simple codecasts underscore SAAS. Okay, so once we've done that, we don't have to put a description if we don't want to. And then down here, you'll see this option of public or private. Now, by default, with free accounts on GitHub, your repository is going to be public, and that means anyone can see all of your code. And if you ever are working on a more proprietary project or an official startup, you're going to want to go with something private, and that's where you would have to actually pay for an account. An alternative to GitHub, if you want private repositories that you don't necessarily have to pay for, at this time, I believe Bitbucket is another option for you, where you can actually go in and have a private repository without paying for it. So just leave it public for now, and then we're going to go ahead and click Create Repository right here. So now from here, what we have are some specific instructions, and we're just going to follow a modified version of this. So what I want to do is go back to Nitrous and just make sure that you are in your actual Rails application directory here. And you should now see master next to it. And we'll explain what that means later. But as long as you're in that directory, you're fine. And remember, if you for some reason you get lost and you're back in the root, let me click here, like this, you can always jump back in just by typing cd and then workspace, and tab will autocomplete for you. And then simple codecasts underscore SAS. So we're back in that directory, and what we're going to do now is we're going to write another special git command where we're going to write git remote add. I'm going to go back here to my screen on Git, and we're just going to copy all of this. But what we're going to do is, before we copy this, we need to switch this from HTTPS to SSH. Okay? And the reason why we're doing that is it's going to allow us to not have to log into Git from Nitrous every single time we want to ship our code and back it up here on this website. So just follow along now. If that doesn't quite make sense, you'll get it in a second. So I'm just going to copy the rest of this here, the origin part, and then that entire URL. And one more thing that I just want to point out to you as well before I do that is, notice my username is sitting here. You should see your username, your own unique username here in place of what I've highlighted here. So this is what's showing for mine, and then the repository name that we came up with should show here. So that should be consistent for you. But just keep in mind your username should be showing here. So you wouldn't want to be writing simple codecasts right here in place of that. You should see your username instead. So I'm going to copy that, go back over here, space, and then add the remaining part of that. So what we're doing is a special command here, and we're adding this address right here. And that's going to allow us to send our code to that remote address. That's what this command means. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And you'll see nothing came back, but that's okay. We've now added that. And we can verify that just by typing git remote and hitting enter. And you'll see we have a remote that we named origin, and that is located at this address here. So now that we've done that, we're pretty much ready to start sending our code back to GitHub. And the way we can do that is we can just say git push origin master. So now if I hit enter, you'll see what it's done is it's output a little bit of code, and I'll just scroll up a little bit so you can see. But what it's done is it's just shipped off a copy of this application to GitHub. And now if you go back to this page and simply refresh, or you click on this right up here, you'll see that the page has changed and you now have a copy of your Rails application backed up here on GitHub. So we've successfully just sent a copy to GitHub here where we can now share it with other developers, use it like a resume, or have other developers even collaborate on this.